Hello, Sagittarius. This is your love and relationship reading for March 2019. So I'm shuffling the cards here. Just a word of warning. Some of you probably already know that it's Mercury retrograde. It started March 5th, and it'll be going on for probably the next 2 weeks. So you need to be very careful about your communication and making plans. One, be careful about what you say to someone. You might regret it later, so think very carefully about any discussions or having serious relationship talks. You might want to just delay that until the end of the month. If you make plans for vacation or going out, there's a good chance that some of those plans might fall through, which can be very frustrating. Communication issues with your partner. Sometimes your partner might want to take a break, even break up. And this is also the time, because Mercury is the planet of communication and it's going backwards. If you have broken up, maybe your Valentine's Day didn't go as well as you would think. Mercury retrograde means that you're both going back and rethinking things. So in a way, Mercury retrograde can be a good thing. Issues from the past sort of come back. You get a sense of deja vu. So this is a time for reflection and just holding back because things will be wonky with communication. But after Mercury retrograde, once Mercury starts moving forward, communication starts moving forward. And everything will kind of, how can I explain it? Like it'll be a big tornado and you never know where your house might land. It's just using Wizard of Oz as an analogy. So let's go right into it. These are the first 9 cards. This is the main reading, but I will pull one more card after I look at these first 9. The card that's in the middle, and karma has been showing up. I mean, I mix these cards up very well. I try to shuffle them as best I can, but sometimes during these monthly readings there are certain cards that just refuse to stay out of the mix, and that is definitely the karma card. It's made several appearances with the other astrological signs, and your karma card is backwards. So that might be another effect of the Mercury retrograde. Karma is what goes around, comes around. So when it's reversed, it can mean that there was a bad decision made. You know, you might be thinking, oh God, why did I make that decision? Look at how everything's turned out. That type of issue. It doesn't have to be dramatic or even serious. It just means that you know, a decision that you made that you thought was going to work out didn't. And that might be some of the fallout with Mercury retrograde. Also, look at this strong contrast between fire and water. Strangely enough, in your future, you're getting Pentacles and the Empress and the King of Swords, which are good. But this battle between fire and water, you have an 8. You have the 2. Here's what's interesting about your past. First off, karma reversed is the only major arcana card you have. So that, you know, there aren't going to be any big changes, but I'm sort of intrigued by the fact, Sagittarius, because you are fire. You have an 8 here, 8 of Wands, and then here you have an 8 of Cups. Now, 8 of Wands is the card, they're usually called, those 8 wands are called arrows of love. It can also mean traveling long distance to meet someone. So your heart's on fire. I feel like this fire energy is coming from you, obviously, seeing that you're a fire sign. And then we have this wonderful, lovely 2 of Cups, that emotional commitment, meeting with your lover or partner, being with them. But then we have an 8 of Cups. On the flip side, this 8 of Wands, which is fire, turns into an 8 of Cups, which is water. And someone is stepping back. Someone is leaving. Someone is making this decision to take some space And I kind of alluded that that also kind of was playing out in February of 2019 as well. So these past energies here, Sagittarius, are someone who is emotionally taking some space from you or emotionally distant from you. You're coming to find this person, and then this person with the water energy is sort of leaving, or they're distracted, or they're looking in a different direction than you. So when we get here to the present, more wands. you're going to be very even though it's Mercury retrograde, it's not going to stop your energy. Fire being very quick and transformational. So you do have that 9 of Wands here, as if, hey, wait a minute, this happened before, and now I'm on alert here. I'm sort of paying attention to what this person's doing. And so here is that karma in reverse, that decision that threw a monkey wrench into the whole relationship. But here, it seems like there's a recovery here, that one, you're still committed to the relationship, because 2 of Wands is about successful partnerships. It's also about an incomplete success. You're waiting for success. You're expecting things to work out. So lots of Wands energy here. 3 out of the 6 cards here are Wands. You're really very present this month as far as taking control of the situation. And so when we get here to the future, actually it looks pretty good. You want to know why? That King of Swords. Air nurtures fire, by the way. And I think that it's good to step back and think. The King of Swords is just very focused on a decision or a problem, very analytical. And that's a good energy to have. Just pulling back, pulling that outward energy in for you, Sagittarius, and just thinking things over. And then you have another king. This is the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is a wise businessman, but Pentacles being associated with money or coins, but also in a relationship reading. Because the King is practical, the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords both have something in common. They're very pragmatic and practical. They don't make any decision quickly. And maybe it's because Mercury retrograde is actually slowing you down. So when we come here to this Empress, things get kind of serious here. And I want to backtrack. This is your 2nd major arcana card. She is the goddess of fertility, love, sexuality. She's associated with Aphrodite. So there could quite possibly be, Sagittarius, a reunion. Sometimes, though, this Empress, because she's a seductive woman, sexually seductive, sometimes when she pops up in a relationship reading, there could be an outside influence, an affair, an ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend who is still in the picture. So that Empress, I'm feeling it out, and I'm kind of feeling that it's not necessarily about someone else, but it feels as if a lot of sexual energy bringing you and your love interest or partner back together. So when we look at the outcome card, I'm going to fast forward here. Your outcome card, the 10th card, is going to sort of wrap things up, and we're going to see how all of this turns out, heading to the end of March after Mercury retrograde, heading into April for the spring. So what will happen? Your outcome card is going to be a 5 of Pentacles reversed. Now, this is not necessarily a bad card. Usually the 5 of Pentacles, it's associated with poverty in a non-relationship reading. But when it's reversed, it can mean feeling very isolated and lonely. But it just feels like it's an extended period of feeling on the outside. But another way of seeing this as well is that usually the 5 of Pentacles is very slow, going through this hibernation period, waiting out a very difficult situation, going without not getting support. Sometimes it can mean a reversal of that isolation and loneliness. And so Pentacles are very important here, even though you just have a King of Pentacles and you have a Five of Pentacles. This Empress here, it could mean, considering what's happening in the outcome, this Empress here could bring up some past issues with a past relationship. But I would feel that when you look at what's going on here with you dealing with the negative karma and the Mercury retrograde, this Five of Pentacles reversed is probably saying you will get it sorted out. You will be able to move forward, just not yet. Okay? You're moving closer together. You're working out your issues, but it's going to still take a little bit more time. Okay? But that was your reading. I think you should still remain optimistic. As I said, Mercury retrograde throws everything out of whack. And you shouldn't make assumptions about what's going to happen. You shouldn't go on just your emotions. And you definitely need to hold back your fire and not make any quick decisions. Okay? So that was your reading. As always, thank you to all my regular clients, my subscribers. I really appreciate you. Thank you for your patience. Things have been out of whack for me as well with the video, so I know they're at least a week late. I apologize for that. But I will be having a super chat next Friday with some free readings and you know, some interesting discussions. So I hope you tune in for that. I will see you next month. As always, I'm going to wish you love and light. And I'm looking forward to spring, so I'll see you in April.